that's what I was getting at, because she's saying, oh, she's made her money. So is it okay that she was?
So basically, it's okay to sell your vagina for money. And I think this is the problem we have, because what she was saying there essentially is that it's okay to sell sex for money. Now, one of the reasons why I think that the black women of these days are out of control is because they have this type of psychology that it's okay, as long as they get their money, it's okay for them to do the most debauchery, out of control things just to get the money. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like black women seem to want to get to the top of the totem pole with the craziness, with the crazy behavior. Now, everyone has their underworld. Everyone has their underbelly. The white people do, the Russians do, the Irish do, the Albanians do, the Japanese do, the Italians do. All types of people have their underworld. The problem is that black people seem to have pushed their underworld up to the surface, and the upper echelon, or what it is to be quote unquote black, is the debauchery behavior. And so it's like, look, you can't push your underworld up to the surface and then be upset that people judge you by what you're pushing to the surface. Keep your underworld in the underworld, and then people will see that you have a different side to you. We know that there's a different side to the Italians. We know there's a different side to the Russians. We know there's a different side to the Irish. We know there's a different side to the Japanese. We know there's a different side to the Chinese. However, they all have their underworld too. Why is it that black people seem to be judged by the underworld, the underbelly of their society, and pushed to the top? And I want to be very specific. I want to let you know that I'm not talking about all black peoples. I'm talking about Western black people, because in Africa, a lot of it is different. Wouldn't you say, Jesse? No?
Yeah.
He doesn't seem convinced.
No, I'm just thinking, it's not that, when you're talking, it's not that, I don't think that black people push the underworld up. I believe that the mainstream media pushes that to the top.
So, okay, so we're mainstream media now. You know that, right?
Are we now?
I'm saying because we are in a media space where we can push a narrative, right? So we're pushing a narrative, right? Now we're pushing this narrative, and we can keep going, and we can go quote unquote viral, right? And we can go into the millions and millions of views. Anyone can. My thing is, why is it that black women, when they want to turn on their own cameras, and then when they want to turn on their phones and stuff, why do they want to do the debauchery behavior, the things that are negative towards us? So I hear what you're saying. There was a time, Jesse, right, where we didn't own media, but now every black person owns a phone, and they own a phone and they can upload whatever it is to the database, to the World Wide Web. What are they choosing to upload?
Loads of things, but what's being pushed is only the negative. Because I don't upload twerk videos. Do you?
You say again?
I don't upload twerk videos. Do you upload twerk videos?
No, because
exactly,
it's just not my bag.
Exactly. But the underbelly, as you call it, is what's pushed by
what?
By the mainstream
by
media.
The algorithm.
Yeah, we're not the mainstream media.
Okay, but then they wouldn't be able to push it if it wasn't in such high demand, right? Because if you look at it being in high demand, if you look at the shows that come out of the West, the Badders, we've spoken about Badders UK so many different times on this show, guys, right? We've spoken about Badders UK so many different times. I've done video after video on the Badders. Bro, that's black people pushing that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah? Lani Good is pushing that stuff. She is pushing a negative image of black women. That's not the mainstream media, bro. That's her.
Oh, that's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of these shows that are pushed by black people are championed by black people. It's supply and demand. There would be no supply if people demand it. If we stop demanding ratchet and downgrading stuff, it actually wouldn't be here. It wouldn't. And with that, I actually took to the streets with that.
Again?
I took to the streets, Jesse. Some
You in
people
these
see
streets.
this, some people haven't. I took to the streets to ask the question, right? Are black women out of control?
No.
Come on camera, tell them.
No, I don't know, but explain it first. What do you mean?
Have you seen all the reality shows coming out? Have you seen from the UK Badders?
Oh yeah, I've seen them first.
UK Badders, okay, yeah. There you go. UK Badders, Baddies Club in America, all of that. Are black women out of control?
I mean, if you're basing your question off of that, then yes.
They are.
They are. Now you've explained it, but me walking past and reading that, I'm like, I'm not out of control. Yeah, but no, they are definitely.
What do you think's got them to this place?
I don't know, fame, just like, it's ridiculous. Like, even like, I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. Like, I do watch it because not like religiously, but obviously it's entertainment. Like, you know, you just want to watch something really quickly. Obviously, I heard about Badders, so I watched it, and I was just like, it's just stupid. Like, I don't even think they've actually got real beef. But just like,
it's for TV.
Yeah. And like, I feel like if you've genuinely got like. But I suppose that's like with Baddies East and all the other ones. It's the same kind of concept in it, like just getting like women who like to fight.
Right.
In this scenario where they like have an issue, and then before you know it, they're like just kicking off and fight. It just makes entertainment. It just, I guess, I don't know. I suppose in some ways it is kind of out of control.
Because a lot of them are just like you said, they're fighting.
Yeah.
They're being whores on camera, basically. Yeah. What do you think that does? If that is the people that are now raising a new generation, what do you think it does for the next generation?
To be honest, I feel like the generation's kind of gone out of control anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I'm honest, in the sense that like women, young, sorry, like women women now, like especially like in those programs to women before, like we wouldn't even. I mean, like, you know, back in the day, I used to have fights, but not like that, and it's not for clout or not for TV or nothing like that. So, but because like now, so I suppose if we're watching it, if our young girls are watching that, they're gonna think that's normal. It's normalised. Do you know what I mean? And then before you know it, that's what it's gonna be.
Spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
She was portraying what a black woman is.
So what we're going to do, right, is we're going to look at her and what she said. What she said is that she, as a black woman, acknowledged that black women are going out of control. They're getting out of control, or they are already out of control. Now, the next video, which is also me on the streets interviewing black women. So you saw I had the board, and all I was doing was I was asking the question, right? And anyone could come up. I was there for hours. Anyone could come up. And it was very interesting that she is of an older generation, and then somebody who was younger came along, and then she said this kind of stuff. Jesse.
Is it the same video? Yeah,
it's the same video. Like, can you write it a little bit?
Maybe. Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and then play what she said.
Control.
Yeah,
she was portraying what a black woman is,
which is
a woman who is about herself. They know their own worth. They know what she's about. Like, you know, there's when you see black women, there's so much elegance in it. There's so much demeanor. There's so much everything in it. But we cannot continue to see a certain amount of girls. Okay, cool. Let's even go into the what's it called? Music industry. Yeah. Okay, we have a lot of women that believe that, you know, they have to wear bikinis and stuff, you know.
They're constantly talking about their vagina.
That's true.
Right, so is that not out of control, baby?
But there's not all rappers that do that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, Sexy Red, like, Sukiana, right? You've got all of these people just consistently, and those are the ones that are pushed.
Individuals, specific type of individuals. There's some individuals that, okay, for example, Cardi B, for example, right? She is someone that she talks about her punani, she wears her, you know, less clothes, everything. At the end of the day, that's her job. She is a rapper. It is a occupation, right? And certain requirements come with that occupation. As much as we might want to say no, not really.
So she's a whore then?
No. What is the definition of a whore?
She's a whore.
What is the definition?
She was a stripper.
What is the definition of a whore?
She had a song called Wet Ass Pussy.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Consistently talking about her pussy.
Okay. Right. But you need to understand that people...
That's whore behavior. Is that not whole behavior? Like, seriously?
Look, at the end of the day, yeah, you need to also understand that this individual that we're talking about, she has kids. She is
right.
She has kids.
So she needs to think about that.
Yep. Do you think she doesn't though? Because there's certain things. She could be on a live stream and maybe her song starts playing straight away. She turns that off. She's like, no, around my kids. She's very cautious of certain things. Whatever she decides to do with her life, she's made her money and she's looking after her kids, and her kids are able to live a lavish lifestyle with the work and everything that maybe the way she went about it wasn't the greatest, but again, this is why it's important when you have to find out about the individual themselves. When we now got to when she opened up and she started telling us about how she grew up and the things she had to go through, then you kind of understand that she didn't get any help that she could get. Everyone turned their back on her. She had to stand on her 2 feet, and she thought.
So she had to be a whore.
Hold on, I'm not saying that. That's what I said. Maybe the route that she took might not have been the correct route,
Right.
but it helped her in the time that she needed, and it got her what she needed at the time.
Okay, so we're gonna land the no accountability plane, right? And so we have to. Okay. They have to go this way.
Before we continue, that's what I was getting at, because she's saying, oh, she's made her money. So is it okay that she was?
So basically, it's okay to sell your vagina for money. And I think this is the problem we have, because what she was saying there essentially is that it's okay to sell sex for money. Now, one of the reasons why I think that the black women of these days are out of control is because they have this type of psychology that it's okay, as long as they get their money, it's okay for them to do the most debauchery, out of control things just to get the money. Now, what that is doing is, like I said to the first woman in there, I asked her, if these are the generation that we are setting an example to, the next generation, what's the next generation going to be like? And it's that foresight that a lot of men have, right? But it's not a foresight that a lot of women have. A lot of women are living for the now, they're living for the moment, they're living for, the quick, frivolous come up. Whereas a man's thinking about the future. He's thinking, listen, if these are the foundations that you are actually putting down, what is it going to be like for the future? These women's like, oh, well, I got my money up and I got money. Yeah, so what? What are you doing for your daughter?